Hello there. I'm creating a video today for people that are dealing with repetitive behaviours and OCD. Now, the way people do OCD is different for every single person. So I'm just going to talk in general terms, and I want you to put in or change what's relevant to you. So OCD or repetitive behavior can be so crippling. It can go from being an inconvenience where you just might, every time you leave the house, you need to go back and check that you've turned things off, to really crippling and destroying your life. And what normally happens with people that have these behaviors, it escalates. It starts off something really insignificant, and then over time, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and can really impact people's life and self-worth, and they really start to doubt themselves. Like, you're doubting your decisions, you're doubting what you're doing. Now, there'll be two parts of you. There'll be a logical, which I call the adult part of you, that absolutely understands that it's ridiculous, that it's stupid, that it's just doesn't need to happen. But then there's this other part of you, and that's normally the younger part of you, or another part of you that has built up a safety mechanism system. So to feel safe, you had to do blah, blah. And that, as I said, it can be so many different things. I'm actually not going to really go into it because it really can be anything. But for some reason, you started doing this particular behavior because it gave you a sense of ease, a sense of peace, and it made you feel safer for whatever reason. And all of this behavior, all it is, there's nothing wrong with you. You really need to get this. There's nothing wrong with you. Everything's as it is meant to be. But it's an outdated safety mechanism. So it was a mechanism put in place to make you feel safe, but as time has gone on and it's got bigger and bigger and bigger, it's now doing the complete opposite. But all it is an outdated safety mechanism. Now, to the degree which this is controlling and destroying or upsetting your life really depends on how big it's gotten and the internal conflict that's going on. And what I mean by that is these two parts fighting. One part's like, this is ridiculous, like, why do I get, and the self-hate and the self really frustration with yourself. Why can't I just stop this? It gets bigger and bigger. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some tapping around this. Now, I suggest that you tap a lot in the moment. If you don't know tapping, this will give you an experience of it. If it is really totally destroying your life, of course, get some help. You need some help to work out where this is coming from and where it started in the first place. For many people, they have no idea, they just do it. And then I'm going to, in this video, I'm going to tap with you so that you can get in touch with the feelings of not being able to control it first. So that's where we're going to start. So I want you to think of all of your behaviours, the repetitive nature of it. You've got to go over and over. You keep, you have this inner dialogue, so these inner thoughts, these inner things saying, did you do it? Did you not do it? Did you do it properly? Did you not do it properly? Whatever it is. And I want you to think about the behavior, and I want you to think about that you can't control it, that this is now controlling you and you can't stop it, or you must do it at least so many times before you leave until it feels right. Just notice what it is for you. Notice all the ways it upsets you, it bothers you, the anger, the frustration, whatever it is. Get in touch with it. You may want to, you can even turn off the video and write down all the things, everything that upsets you about it, that bothers you, that angers you, what other people say, whatever it is. And when you get, like, you've got in touch with all of it, you know how angry and frustrated and annoying it is. Then you turn the video back on and you tap along with me. You just tap where I tap and you say what I say. So I want you to feel all the ways it bothers you, upsets you. Okay, and then you're going to tap where I tap. And you're going to say what I say. Releasing and letting go. The anger, the frustration, the emotional trauma. Releasing and letting go. Now when you're tapping, you're just focusing on your fingers, touching your face. Releasing and letting go. The anger, the resentment, the guilt under the eye, the judgments, the abandonments, the betrayals on the collarbone, releasing and letting go. The helplessness, the hopelessness. I am out of control. I cannot control this. Releasing and letting go. All the self-hate, I'm letting it go. Releasing and letting go. And you just grab your wrist, you take a nice big deep breath in, breathing down into the belly. So, and peace. And then when you feel that peace, just give your wrist a bit of a squeeze. Excellent. All right, you go back now. You think of the behavior. You think of all the ways it angers you, frustrates you. All the ways it's controlling your life. Got it? Releasing and letting go. That physical sensation in my body, I'm letting it go. The urge to keep doing it, the compulsion to keep doing it. I have to keep doing it. Releasing and letting go. The sadness, the fear, if I stop doing it. The panic, for some even the terror. Releasing and letting go. All the ways I can't stop. I want to stop, but I can't stop. I have to keep doing it. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. Either side, you can tap either side. The number of times you tap doesn't matter. Releasing and letting go. What does matter is when you get to this point, you hold your wrist, you take a deep breath in, and peace. And you feel that peace in your body. You distract yourself from all the upset and you just feel that peace. And even though we're distracting ourselves, we're going straight back again. We want to know if it's still there. So you check back in. You think about your behavior. You think about everything that it's doing to your life. Like for some people, it's completely destroying their life. For others, it's just so stressful. It's so time consuming. It's such a waste of time. Okay? You notice how it bothers you, and then you tap, focusing on your fingers, releasing and letting go. All the stress, all the anxiety, the panic, the inability to control, the powerless feeling. This outdated safety mechanism. It's not working anymore. Why do I keep doing it? Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. The frustration, the sadness, the grief, the loss, whatever it is. Releasing and letting go. That unsafe feeling. That unsafe feeling. Notice where in your body. When you're about to go out and you haven't did whatever, or you haven't done the behavior, notice how upset you get. Notice the stress, the anxiety, the unsafe feeling. Releasing and letting go. All the ways it still bothers me. releasing and letting go. All the ways it still bothers me, releasing and letting go. It's safe to let it go. Grab the wrist. Peace. Feel that peace. Okay. You go back again. You notice the behavior. You notice the behavior. And I want you to imagine not doing that behavior. Just for a moment, I invite you to imagine not doing it. How would that make you feel? How would that upset you? How would that bother you? So you imagine in your mind not doing it. It could be that you go out the door and you're not going to go back and check. Notice the panic, the fear. It could be that you're not going to clean your hands. It could be that you're not going to whatever. Just imagine that. Got it? You're not doing it. Releasing and letting go. All the fear, all the panic, releasing and letting go. The physical sensation. I get so upset. Releasing the anxiety, the terror, the dread. What bad thing might happen if you don't blank? What bad thing might happen if you don't blank? That unsafe feeling. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. All the stress, all the anxiety. I am safe and I'm choosing to let it go. Grab the wrist. Take a nice big deep breath. And peace. Now at this point, it's very important for you to understand that this behavior was created to keep you safe. It's not something against you. It's not, your body or your mind in war with you and against you. It was created out of love and to keep you safe. It's there for a reason. You may not know the reason, but the reason is to keep you safe. Because for whatever reason in the past, it felt unsafe not doing it. So I want you to notice that part of you that feels unsafe not doing it. You might get a sense, you might get an image, it might be just a knowing, or it can be a physical sensation. And I want you to notice that part of you that doesn't feel safe not doing it. Something bad might happen. Releasing and letting go. All the physical sensations, all the stress, all the anxiety, all the worry. Releasing and letting go. Releasing and letting go. All the ways this bothers me. And you might need someone else telling you that it's okay. So you're needing that reassurance. And sometimes you don't even believe them, but you need that reassurance. Releasing and letting go. All the ways this is destroying my life. I can't keep doing this. It's only getting worse. Releasing and letting go. Grab the wrist. And peace. Okay, now you can keep playing the video over and over until you feel a lot more safe and at peace. And what I want you to do now is I want you to start to imagine what it would feel like, what it would look like, what it would sound like if you weren't doing this anymore. If you just got up, got ready and did what you needed to do and left or had your shower, did whatever it is. Imagine what it would feel like. I want you to see what it would look like. You just imagine, you get out of bed, you get dressed, you go out, you have your coffee, you have your breakfast, you're off to work, whatever it is. It could be you go out the door, you just get into your car, you drive off, you don't think about it. Imagine, what would that feel like? What would that look like? What would that sound like? What would you be saying to yourself if that was possible? Like, great job, good on you. Oh my God, the freedom you would feel, the control. Powerful, you would feel powerful. You're back in control of your behaviors, of your emotions. The more you can imagine what it's like without this behavior, the more the subconscious starts to realize that it's possible, that you can do this. And if there's doubts, if you start to imagine how it would be without this behavior, you start tapping on the doubts. It's not possible. It's not going to happen. There's no way I can let this go. It's been like it for 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. Why is it going to change now? I can't do it. I want to do it, but I can't do it. Releasing and letting go. That feeling right there, it's just not possible. I'm not strong enough. It's more powerful than I am. Whatever you think, you can tap and say out loud. So if you're thinking that someone might die, if you're thinking that that something really bad's going to happen, you might have an accident, the house might burn down, whatever you're thinking, I want you to say it out loud and tap and let it go. There's nothing wrong with you. There's never been anything wrong with you. You just have an outdated safety mechanism that needs upgrading. That's all it is. You can do this. You don't need a label. You don't need a diagnosis. You don't need medications. Some might need medications for a little while to support them. You've got this. You can do it. Releasing and letting go. Okay, grab the wrist. And peace. Excellent, good job. So just keep watching the video through. Now, as I said, there's people out there with this can be so crippling. So if you get to the point where you feel you need to get some assistance to get started and get you moving in the right direction, reach out for a trained practitioner and someone that really knows the work. And it may not be tapping, it may be something else. Try whatever you need to, but get the support because you can get through this, 100%.